Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready War Room Edition. I'm your host, Jim, and apparently we're missing somebody. Mike. He's probably getting hormone therapy. I don't know. But joining me is Chester, Kane, the one and only. I don't know if you're on night vision class or what, but also Superman Ryan there. Outstanding.
Army of the world, baby.
Well, you guys are no rookies to this show, right? So you know the rules. I can't blame Mike for sending me some bad headlines, but they're all pulled from media sources, and we get to talk about them. So, you ready for the first one?
Let's dig in.
Giddy
All right. Record 4.3 million workers quit their jobs in August, led by food and retail industries.
I mean, what's the option? Ultimately, they're going to get fired because there's nothing on the shelf anyways, right? You can't keep people hired if you can't sell anything. Jesus.
What was the basis of them quitting their jobs, though?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't read that article, but
Right.
the headline alone tells me a lot of things. I mean, are we supposed to be building back better? Aren't we supposed to be doing a V-shaped rebound? Aren't we supposed to be doing all these things?
If you can get it off the docks, yeah, you sure can. 4.3 million workers left the restaurant industry and the retail industry, but now they're working on the docks in California.
Well, I mean, think about it. They've been bragging about jobs created, even though we know they're just people going back to work.
Right.
These are people that have been working now, so there's more people losing their jobs. So does that offset the jobs that were created? Does that not count? Like,
These were all Trump supporters, and they didn't want Biden to have good numbers. So they said, "I'm out of here."
That's interesting. I'm still. I mean, all this job shit. I'm stuck on. I mean, you might have this as a headline. If you do, then tell me to shut up. But I'm stuck on the Southwest shit and the fact that there a lot of people are. I don't know if it's basis of they're worried about they have to get a COVID shot or what. But I mean.
Yeah, I wonder if any of those 4.3 million people had anything to do with that too. If they had to get a COVID shot or some crap that would be required by the company.
That's kind of what I was wondering, and the fact that I think more and more people are realizing that there are 330 million people in this country, and I think that and there's not much government, so I think that people are realizing that there's more power in numbers, and they're just saying, "Fuck you, we're gonna quit, we're done." Quit dictating and telling us what we have to do and not have to do. I don't know the basis of it, so I don't.
well, even if you take that, give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say all 4.3 million quit because they had to get a vaccine, right? Let's just say that.
Right.
That's quit.
But that's quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right. That's what it says.
So-
quit. It's not about all the people who got fired.
Right. But this is also is in August, so maybe I don't know. Who knows? Maybe people are just tired of shitty wages and just tired of just all the shit, man. I'd have to know more about the article to really.
Yeah, but it brings up good conversation there, though, because let's say you're saying people are tired of crappy wages. Okay, well, wages are affected by a lot of things, right? Hello, if you can't get people in your business, well, you're going to pay people more. You're going to lose money. You wouldn't even have a business. So,
there's so many avenues to look down with this that it's interesting. I didn't realize that, but that's a lot of folk quitting their jobs. I mean, we're supposed to be all going back to work now, not quitting. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't know.
Just judging by the industry, it's probably the entitled youth of today, thinking that I'm worth so much more than this. I should go somewhere else. I should be able to get a job at Amazon or something, and
Right.
not having any skills, of course, or not wanting to apply themselves for anything. But they want a job, so you got to give it to them.
well, I mean, let me ask you, just from your local, you don't have to say where you live or nothing, but just walking out locally in your own neighborhoods, do you see this? Like, do you see job openings? Do you see shortages of staff? I mean,
specifically in the restaurant industry, yeah.
But like as we've seen on the news, at least on the news, people are abusing these restaurant workers because they're short-staffed. So how much bullshit are you going to take before you quit yourself? Because people are pissed off because they're already short-staffed. You're busting your ass. So yeah, like where I live right now, I've seen a few cases where they're short-staffed, and the employees are running around like a fucking chicken with their head cut off. But I've also seen ample employees too. So I don't know.
There's two questions I have in that, or things I want to point out in that. First of all, people are working, right? So it's not everybody. There are some people at work.
Correct.
And the second thing is, you say people getting mad. Like, so where are people getting the money to go out and eat at restaurants if nobody's working?
Biden.
No,
I mean, you think about it. See, this is why I can't stand these fools who just don't use basic common sense. Like, if you're going to tell everybody that college is free, kids aren't going to go work. They're going to go to college.
Right.
Right? So they're not working, so they're not making money, and they're not paying taxes. So the less people that are working, the less taxes you get. The tax money is what's paying for the college. Like, it's just simple common sense to me. Like, the more money you're giving people to do absolutely nothing, the less money you're going to get in taxes. Because people aren't going to work. Why would you work? If you had a choice to go to college and have it paid for, or go work 2 jobs to pay for your college?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I'm not even one of these economic scholars, and it's simple to me.
I don't know how that works, but inevitably, I would assume that if you're going to college for free, well, I know in New York State there's some where I came from. I know there are some stipulations where they will let you go to college for free, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
That's a trick word though. Free. Somebody's paying for it.
But right. Oh, absolutely. But the thing is you're not really going for free because you have to still pay like room and board and your food stuff. But also on the other hand, when you're going to school for free in New York, you have to maintain a certain GPA.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, you're kicked out. So if they are doing all this free college all around, inevitably by next semester, all these people that went to college for free are going to need to get a job because they're going to fail out anyway. So whatever.
Right. And I'm only bringing up the college. That hasn't passed yet. That's the stuff they're trying to push through. But I'm just saying, like, people aren't working, so you're not getting tax money. And tax money is what's paying for all the crap they're trying to push through right now. So they should really concentrate on getting people back to work. And if that means not making mandates and firing people, that's a good start. Enticing people to come back to a minimum wage you talk about. Okay, if companies need to raise the minimum wage, great. It's going to be null and void once we get inflation kicking in anyway, which is already happening. I mean, you've been to the grocery store lately, yeah? Mm-hmm. So, anyways. All right, we ready to move on, or does anybody got something pressing about that?
Let's go.
All
right, next one. Fauci documentary loved by critics, overwhelmingly ripped by normal people in reviews.
Okay.
Well, is this a surprise? You can name any movie that is completely left-wing or insanely liberal, whatever, that everybody hated. The critics all said it was great. You can just go look at it. I mean, Dave Chappelle even now, his critic ratings are the Rotten Tomatoes are really low, but then with the audience one is like 90-something% or something.
Yeah, because he's fucking awesome.
Right. So this isn't surprising either. Fauci's
Not at all. Fauci could fucking go eat Chinese buffet and fucking have diarrhea, shit in a milk jug, and the critics would fucking give him like a 9 out of 10 overall. And the rest
Did you guys
what the fuck?
Did you guys see when he was asked? He was asked in an interview that, with all the things you got wrong, all the lies you told, even if it was a white lie and all this stuff, everything. He said, would you resign if you feel like you're ineffective, like you're not even reaching the people anymore? He's like, oh, absolutely not.
No. Why would he? He's getting paid.
Right, but I mean, that tells you right there, he doesn't give a damn about you.
No.
Because no matter who you are, if you're ineffective, you need to step aside. Even if it's for your own goal. Like if he's trying to get everybody vaccinated and he's not effective, step aside. So it tells you he's all about him.
He always has been, though, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally it's the same thing. Anytime I look at a movie, if the critics loved it, I'm going to hate it. I already know it. I don't have to watch the damn thing. Let alone a documentary about Fauci. Who gives a rat's? I can't believe that was put out. What I want to know the three people that thought it was overwhelmingly ripped that watched that stupid piece of crap because I wouldn't watch something about him. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Well,
who waste their time?
Well,
Right,
once again, let's go back to common sense. What is a critic, and where do they get their money, and how do they get the rights to even critique this stuff?
right.
Like, think about it. If I'm a critic of movies, and every time they come out and I give them an honest opinion, all their movies suck, they're going to stop letting me critique them. So they're not going to give me early access. They're not going to give me the perks and the benefits that I would get.
Right.
Yeah,
So
you're
these
not
critics,
going to get that $30,000 ticket to the ball and shit like
right,
that.
right,
So yeah, it's the same scenario, same concept.
yep. They have to stay lockstep in line and toe the line so they get the perks they want.
Exactly.
And this should be common sense for people. Just common sense. Like, I don't even know how you could even have a discussion about this. I don't know anybody who should disagree with this stuff we're saying. But there are.
To what you said a minute ago, though, he was asked if he would step out of the way if the American public didn't find him effective, didn't agree with him, didn't believe him. I mean, the bad thing is the president wouldn't remove him either.
Mm-hmm.
He would not be removed at all. Nobody gives a rat's about what the American public thinks, not in politics.
The president,
They're there to do themselves. They
the
don't.
president could fire him tomorrow if he wanted to.
Yep.
But he wouldn't. I mean, it just
No.
Well,
He-
Trump didn't fire him either.
Well, no, I didn't say any president. Yeah, he's a good. Well, honestly, he's a good pointing thing. Well, that's what Fauci said. That's where I got that from. You already know Fauci's full of crap. So
Yeah, it's a good scapegoat. Somebody throw under the bus. Maybe that's what they're doing.
If Trump was in office, he would have been fired. I bet, though.
I almost believe. Yeah, now he would have, but he didn't when Trump was in office. I almost believe now this entire administration, which is being run by the alleged deep state, is just full of fall guys.
Yep.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Fauci, Milley, the general, they're all going to take the hit when it's time to throw the grenade.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yep.
pull the pin already.
They're
It's
already
full of
taking the hit.
full of fall guys that they can just, all right, we're done with you. And then they can keep their power. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Speaking of power, Biden officials fear they won't be able to prevent Christmas season shortages.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Wasn't that already predicted, though?
Yep. Sure was.
Didn't Kamala get back from somewhere and say, tell all parents, start buying your Christmas gifts now, like in August or something like that?
Sure did. I don't know if it was her, but I know the news media had that on there.
Kamala had came back from somewhere and said that.
Yeah, I was telling my kids too. I said, I need your Christmas list now.
I told mine that. They didn't give me nothing. I said, well, you're going to get the same thing you gave me. Nothing. And that's hard, too, when you got one that still believes in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how old?
She's 9.
So 9. Okay, it's a little harder at 9, but you can always rewrap things that, from years ago because they forget they had them. But 9's a little bit harder.
Yeah. She don't like something she got 3 months ago, a little out a year ago.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. I'll move to the next one. I already kind of mentioned this, but this is food prices reach 10-year high.
Oh, yeah. They're out. I said that at the grocery store 2 days ago. I went and bought the same amount of groceries I've been buying for the same amount of time, for years. I want to say a year ago it was $110, $115 a grocery visit. Now it's $190. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And I don't know if you've noticed, even the quality's getting crap.
Yes.
Like I'll get eggs and one will be broken even though you're supposed to check them, or I'll get bagels and like one of them's already got mold on them or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck?
Strawberries, mold on them. Yeah,
Strawberries, same thing. Yep.
Yeah, like it's a culture shock for me because I lived in New York, and believe it or not, the groceries were cheaper there. I'm in South Carolina now, and like milk is fucking like $5 a gallon.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Eggs are, I don't know, $3-4 a carton or something. I like when I go shopping now, if I can, I'm not spending less than $100 for the week of groceries for a single guy.
Yeah.
It's like, holy
crazy.
shit. It's crazy. And in New York, I could spend $50. So, and this is in the past 6 months, it's changed that much. So it's crazy.
Yeah. And they probably took all the ramen off the shelves. So
You can't find it. It's sold out. That and the spam. And steak is so ridiculously priced now. It's not even like it used to be a cheap thing you could buy. Now
it is. It is good that you. This is a good topic though, because I was listening to a talk show. I listened to this talk show in the morning, and they're based out of Atlanta, and they were saying that they were going to the grocery stores, and they're sold out of like chicken and shit like that. Yeah. Poultry. Period. They're sold out of poultry. Yeah. They had to go to like 3 different stores just to get a fucking couple drumsticks or breasts or whatever. It's like, wow. It's not like that here, but other places.
Wow. What I find interesting about it is, we're all military, so we understand what operations planning and all that stuff's about. Mm-hmm. And we understand that every time we go on a mission, we always have a contingency plan and a backup to the contingency plan. And we've got some emergency we can, if we ever. So we know what this means. So this to me is like it's not a ha I told you so moment, because it still can get a lot worse. But all the people that laugh and say, oh, you're conspiracy theories, you're conspiracy theorists, and then you start looking at your grocery store and like things are missing. Like you're starting to see the reality of it. And I don't know how you guys feel, but do you trust the people around you if there's a food shortage?
I don't, but I'm not worried about it because I have enough ammo and guns to take care of what I need to take care of.
Right, you're going to get somebody else's food.
Right, exactly. No, but like I don't see, like, I still follow the news back home, and I was going to send this to you, Jim, but 43 natural gas is going up 43%.
Mm-hmm.
So the someone's bill from, not that it's a lot of money to me, but other folks are really on a tight budget, and from going from $400 a month, or I forgot, I think it's going from $400, whatever it is. It was like, say your bill is $400, it's going to go to like $840 or some shit, and it's just like some people can't. So that's going to kill some people, man.
Yep. And to think we had one of the best economies just a couple of years ago, right?
And you ask, and I'll ask. I have a very diverse friend base, and I'll ask my liberal friends, and they'll just rub it off and be like, oh, "It's just supply and demand. It's okay. It's supply and demand, and everything will be okay. And once something goes up, it doesn't fucking come back down."
Right, there's no need to, because the whole support. It was whole like the even like the jobs and things. Ryan, you might notice this too. If you're in a tech industry, and let's say you were doing the website, and then they had to cut back somebody who did something else, and you ended up doing that, once they realize that you can do both jobs, they no longer replace that person.
That's very true.
So it's the same scenario. Once they realize that, hey, we could charge $5 for bread,
right?
Why would they go back?
Yep. Well, like years ago, 2008, when we had that crash, and gas prices skyrocketed and shit. I worked for Sherwin-Williams back then, and because of gas going up, we had to charge more because of shipping. And then gas did go back down, but guess what? The fucking prices of the paint didn't go back down.
Right, and well, you know why the gas went down? Once we start making our own, we don't need to buy it anymore.
When we opened up our reserves, right?
Yeah, we don't need to buy it anymore. So the gas didn't go down because it was like, oh, wow, that is clearly driven by supply and demand based on who can produce their own gas or not.
Right. But my whole point there is the fact that once shit goes up and these retailers know that they can get this money for this shit, it's not going to go back down. And then, if they're making the profit, if shit did go back down and they still kept the prices up, then they could probably pay their employees more money, but they won't, and they'll pocket the money. And that's how the rich are just going to keep continuing being rich and staying rich, and poor are going to stay poor.
True.
Yeah, well, and the scary part of all of it, where do we get the most cheap stuff?
China.
And they're all scams now. I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's a lot of scams online. You can buy stuff, and they're not actual stuff that they're sending you. Yep.
All the time, especially on Facebook.
Yep, always on Facebook. I hardly ever order anything on Facebook anymore. I got one of those. So, but that's the scary part of it.
Yeah, it's scary, but China's hurting right now too. So,
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They're hurting right now, and they're definitely going to scam us more because they can. And they go through Amazon. I mean, they literally go through Amazon to scam. Thank goodness there's things in place, because I've had to get refunded through either PayPal or Amazon for something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing saving me from even buying anything online.
Good luck with PayPal. They're assholes with that shit.
Yeah, they made me jump through hoops to prove something, but I did. So, all right, ready? Next one.
Yes, sir.
Oh, here's another tie into our economy. JP Morgan CEO thinks Bitcoin is worthless. Is that a conflict of interest or what?
Why is he talking about it?
Well, I think Bitcoin's a unique conundrum. Maybe you guys can elaborate on what you feel, but the problem with Bitcoin is they're talking about the global the currency, the what do you call it? All of our currency will be online, but all of it will be online, right? There will be no longer any printed money or anything. It'll all be online. And Bitcoin is kind of that concept. But they're talking about if the government were to do that, they would track everything you did. Every piece of your money would be tracked. And they could control what you spend it on.
And I was just going to say something leading up to that earlier when you were talking about people quitting their jobs and shit, and that's how we get our money is taxes. You know, I'm a collector of stuff and jerseys, you know. I know you heard me talk about it.
Yeah, you're talking in code like it was like drugs or something.
So I sold one of my most valuable jerseys, and I made thousands off it. And now I still have a bunch of other valuable jerseys. If this whole bullshit comes through, and I sell a jersey that's over $600, and I get it through PayPal or whatever, Venmo or whatever the fuck else, then I'm going to be questioned on it.
Right, and you know PayPal, Venmo are already making money off of you.
Right, but now the government's going to question me on what the fuck and try to tax me on that?
Oh, you're going to get taxed on everything. That's it is.
Yeah, it's scary. If that bill didn't go through yet, thank God, but anything over $600 they're talking about going to be questioning you on.
Yeah, so what's your opinion on Bitcoin?
I'm not a huge Bitcoin fan. You know what? The difference between the U.S. government putting it all online and Bitcoin putting it online is U.S. government backs it by something. Bitcoin is a corporation. I mean, really, what's it backed by?
It's not backed by anything.
Ours is at least backed by the U.S. government. It may not be backed by gold anymore, but it's still got back. It's backed by the U.S. government. Where Bitcoin is worthless. It's market inflated currency is what it is. You know. So I mean, yeah, you could sell it right now, one Bitcoin for like 15,000 or something. Like I think it was 15,000 last time I looked.
It's no, dude. Bitcoin's like fucking 40,000 a coin now.
Is it? I looked the other day. I thought it was like 15. Maybe I was wrong. But I mean, there's a ton of them out there. There's so many of those different, cryptocurrencies.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand it all.
$409.04.
$57,409.
There you go.
I don't understand how it all works, but somebody just created these things, and all of a sudden now everybody has to pay to get them.
Buy it with this, yeah. It's stupid. I mean,
yeah, but you can mine it through computer programs or something. It makes no sense to me either.
That's why there's a shortage of graphics cards too. I know.
Right. My brother got into it when it first came out because he's an options trader, and he sold it because he thought it was going to crash, and he made $85,000 off of like $300. He still has one Bitcoin left, but it's crazy. It doesn't make sense to me because it's fucking fake money.
Well, but if somebody paid $85,000 for it,
no, it's like a stock market. It just goes back into
Did he get $85,000 in his hand?
He got $85,000 in his bank account. Yes.
Then it's good.
Yeah, but I mean. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
I think if the economy crashes and the dollar's worth crap, then Bitcoin's gonna be a good viable option. But if not, if the government gets a hold of this online currency stuff, then we're in trouble.
But like China kind of supposedly ban it. I mean, they ban it, what, 50 times now? So, whatever.
Yeah, because they can't control it.
Yeah.
It's all about control.
I have a buddy that has 15 of those damn Bitcoins.
Okay, well,
and it's like,
what's
dude, sell
what's
that
he doing?
shit.
Yeah.
He thinks that it's going to go up to 110,000 a coin, and then he's going to sell it when it goes that high. Because then he thinks it's going to crash after that. I don't fucking know. He knows his shit.
I'd sell one right now.
Hell yeah.
Right.
But it's weird because you can borrow money off of that shit too. Say you had a Bitcoin and it's worth that 57,000, you could borrow 10,000 from it. You could get $10,000 tomorrow if you wanted.
Right.
And then it would just you wouldn't own the whole Bitcoin. You'd own 10,000 less of that. Yeah. It's weird. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see where it goes. But anything the government puts its hands on will eventually be destroyed.
But did J.P. Morgan say that to try to make Bitcoin crash so he could fucking buy?
Well, that's why I said conflict of interest, just like when Elon Musk did it, right? Wasn't it Elon Musk?
Exactly. Yeah.
We're no longer accepting Bitcoin, but I'm not selling mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it crashed. It went down bad, like to fucking 30,000 or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see where that one goes. Before long, I mean, who knows? We might not even have computers, so what good will Bitcoins do?
Yeah.
And why would we not have computers?
Well, if we don't have supplies to build them.
They don't have computers now to sell. I mean, you can go to Dell right now. You're not getting anything till like November.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. I was looking earlier today.
So then why did you ask me why won't we have computers?
Well, I mean, like I have a computer now. Yeah, the way you said it was like we wouldn't have our own computers. I'm like, you mean you can't buy computers? You wouldn't have computers.
Well, you don't think they're going to make them obsolete? Like Apple already does that.
Yeah,
so Apple already does that.
How does Apple make a computer obsolete?
An operating system will not work on a certain generation computer.
Well, okay, now in that world, Apple is not a business computer though. Apple is a user grade. I mean, it's not a business grade computer, unless you're in the graphics world. But other than that,
right? But you still pay how much money for an Apple?
Right, but you still have to buy that Apple. You're saying that you can't upgrade your Apple once you get it.
Right. You can't once the new operating system, once it's so many years old, it is what it is, and they don't even support it.
That's kind of what Windows is doing too, though, with Windows 11.
Well, right. I was just gonna say that. Now Microsoft's gonna start doing. That's why I said we're not gonna have computers after a while.
Yeah, if you have a processor lower than a Gen 8, you're not getting a Windows 11 on it.
Yep. Jeez. All right. Yeah.
No, like the way the market is, it's crazy anyways. But like last year when I was in New York, I ordered a hot tub in August. I didn't get my hot tub till January.
Well, that's when you need it most.
I know, but still, it's just crazy how shit's just back.
Oh, it is, man. It's a crazy world we're living, and it's sad to see how fragile our supply chain is.
Yeah.
I mean, just our economy in general is just so fragile, and just the slightest twist could break it.
And you know what's sad? We went to war where that's a tactic, right? You got to break supply chains.
Yeah.
So when we went to war, like we kept supply chains open. In our own country, we can't.
Right.
Like
and
what?
Another funny part about that supply shit, I have a buddy that's a truck driver that's a huge conservative, and he's like, don't let these motherfuckers fool you and say, oh, there's no people working and there's no truck drivers and blah, 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 because there's a fucking shitload of them lined up driving trucks.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of odd, too, because it doesn't look like the traffic's changed in Atlanta from the trucks, that's for sure.
He said that it's bullshit. It's a big fucking lie. There's more truck drivers than they know what to fucking do with.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, anybody who thinks, this is, I don't get too far off into the politics of it, but I had this conversation earlier with Mr. Not Steve that we had on the episode the other day. Who in this world thinks we can trust politicians? Like, if you ask the average person if we could trust politicians, you'd think they'd say no, right? Because it's just one of those jobs, right? So then why is it that we sit here and argue with each other about whose politician's right?
Right.
Like, why isn't the automatic assumption is this guy's probably lying? You know what I mean? Why isn't that the automatic assumption?
Politicians and lawyers, baby. I trust them about as far as I can throw them.
And a lot of politicians are lawyers.
Exactly, because they write the
Yes,
laws
sir.
the way they
Yep.
need lawyers. If they
So
if
they
they
can
read a law
manipulate
that
the
you can't
system.
understand, you need a lawyer to interpret it.
They can twist it however they want it, right?
Yep. All right, let's go to the next one.
Southwest. No.
45,000 VA employees are unvaccinated after deadline passes and are still employed.
Oh,
Good.
that's a good one because I talked to my buddy that's in the Air Force right now. I asked him, so what is your stance? Because he's in Little Rock, and I asked him, what's your stance on the vaccine? What do all you guys think about the vaccine? And he said, you know what? Fuck it. We all got it. We all got it as a direct order. And if in fact there are side effects, if in fact something happens to us because we got the vaccine, it's on the government. It's on them. We can sue them. We can get our 100%. We can do whatever we got to do.
You can't sue the government unless you ask them.
Yeah, that's true. Got to have their permission.
Well, I'm just telling you that's what the mindset is down there on their base. Is they all got the vaccine? Because I asked him, I'm like, how many of you guys left? He's like, none. We all got it because it was a direct order and we all took the vaccine. And if we get side effects or anything else, we get free leave. We're going to be taken care of. So one way or another, if it's bad or something.
Yeah, and you failed to remind them once they get out, nobody cares about them anymore.
Yeah, you're just trying to deal with the VA.
I'm not even going to tell them, talk to them about that shit.
I mean, the problem I think is, if y'all watch the news now, they're talking about all these vets that are not getting the vaccine. They're refusing. How do you refuse to get the vaccine? Not vets, I'm sorry, soldiers or military in general, which never made sense to me. I don't know how they're refusing to get vaccinated. I never got a choice of what I got put on my body when I was a soldier.
See, but you remember, Ryan, too, the anthrax exposed that because the anthrax wasn't approved, just like this one's not approved. All the ones we got were actually approved and used, and so that's why they were. Even if we were the test dummies, they went through the process. So this is the problem with this vaccine is it's just emergency use only. So you can't mandate that because this came up with the anthrax vaccine. They started to do the same thing and mandate it, and people were like, "Whoa, hold on," and they actually had to stop.
See,
so that's the difference.
I couldn't imagine as a soldier that you wouldn't be ordered to go get that shot.
Well, the problem is most soldiers, just like he said, you don't know any better.
Right.
You know, you're not stupid, but you've been in that game so long that an order's an order. You don't really question those, and you really don't even to know. But nowadays, information is social media all out there, so people are going to stop and question it now. You're going to get resistance now.
Well,
in our day,
may be, but I mean, this is the military you're talking about. So, in my day, and I'm probably your day too, and I'm sure, but they lined you up in a row.
Yes, we went through the gauntlet.
And you had no clue what the hell, both shoulders getting tagged as you're walking through. Had no clue what the hell was in those needles. I'm sure it's the same now. There's no. But change that.
But that's what I'm saying, though, Ryan. What did you know about what you were getting?
Not a damn
I didn't know anything.
No,
nothing. You can't turn on the media or look at social media without knowing what this vaccine is.
Well, that's true, but I didn't know what they put in that needle. I had no clue.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was anthrax, whatever.
Right.
I mean, same thing now. They don't go around and say, "Hey, come on, get lined up. We're going to give you a COVID shot." No, they just line you up, give you a shot. That's it. Go on with your day.
Right, but it's a different day and age. Back then, they could spank you. Now they can't even fucking look at you.
It's the big green weenie, man. They're going to give it to you any way they can. They're going to stick it as hard as they want. You know.
Well, that's why there's lawsuits. There's lawsuits now because, and I kind of agree. Somebody brought this up because I know when I joined the military, I had to give up some of my rights.
Yeah.
It was inherent, right?
Yes.
But I was on the impression like, yeah, this makes sense to fight a war, to win a war. You know, we got to do this stuff. But then somebody mentioned, well, why should we be sacrificing our individual rights for the sake of the the service in the country in that manner? And some of that makes sense. Now, when you're looking at the vaccines, why do I need to buy into, okay, here, you get this vaccine because we say so? Why do I still can go to war? It doesn't make me less effective. I mean, what proof do they have that? What proof do they have?
It's just a different day and age, though, man.
Well, yeah, because we never had rights in the military. We've never had that.
Right, but still, kids didn't talk back to their parents back then. You don't talk back to your commanding officer back then. When I went in the military because I was proud and I wanted to serve my country. I knew I was going to get a bunch of shots. I didn't know what the fuck they were, but it didn't matter. I was going into my country as a proud American that wanted to serve my country, and if I had to get shots, fuck it, give me the shots.
So back to the headline here though. They're still employed. So what do you make of that? A deadline passed, 45,000 VA employees are still employed.
Well, as I told you, I follow New York a lot still, and New York has extended their thing about people getting vaccinated. It's now extended for a longer time. So I think that there's, I believe all this is going to do is they're going to back off and just not. They're just going to have to let it go and say fuck it.
I think this being a federal service, state mandate one thing, but federal, they said their deadlines. It's a federal thing, So I don't know. It's odd to me that they wouldn't. I'm glad that they're still there because Lord knows we need VA services, but they probably realize that we can't let 45,000 people go.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. And there's power in numbers.
There is
power. I'm proud of them. Good for them.
Yeah.
And good for the government to fucking realize maybe enough's fucking enough.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to our last final one. Maxine Waters tweets that her account was deleted from obviously not deleted account.
What?
Can you say that again 3 times?
She sent out a tweet saying her account was deleted, although she was on the account that was deleted sending it out.
Jesus. Who the hell is Maxine Waters? What don't I know?
You know Maxine Waters?
Not off the top of my head.
The crazy lady from California?
Oh, you got to know that one down. That's like you limit that to one crazy lady in California.
She's been in politics just as long as Pelosi, and she's the black lady that's, what did she say? What was she?
She's Kamala's buddy.
Yeah, she's the one that said we need to march on. If you see somebody in the restaurant, you go and confront them. And yeah, she's insane, dude. She's insane. Nice. But that's California.
It's just another form of hypocrisy, dude.
That's great. I'll look at her now.
We're on your stream, but I'm not really on your stream. But I'm on your stream.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't think they're very bright. And what's funny is they probably are very smart. They've obviously been where they've been. But I think they're smart. They're like what we would call street smart. They're smart to the game of politics because they've been in it so long. I just don't think they're bright people.
Right.
So, and the scary thing about that is I think most of them just think you're stupider than they are. And they bank on that. They hope that you're dumb.
Yeah. The issue is they're probably so fucking smart that they're so dumb they don't even know how to change their own fucking tire on their car.
Book smart.
Yeah, I have a friend that's a fucking like a genius. Doesn't even know how to fucking check his oil in his car, man. But he's smart enough to make so much money, he don't have to fucking do it anyways. And that's to me, that's the basis of what they're like too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I give him credit for being intelligent because I don't think you need to be intelligent in the system. Once you're in and you're liked, everybody takes care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but to get to that point, you have to have some sort of.
I don't know, man. Let me give you a personal experience here. I went to a local election, which I didn't know about except for a group I was in. It was actually a primary. Like the town didn't say, "Hey, we're having this primary," so I went to go let me go just vote because I'm going to complain. I went and voted, and our whole town, 67 people showed up.
And what's your population?
Well, it's not 67, I guarantee you. So the point of it is that people don't even know about it, don't even care about it. So whoever wants to run can take the 50 people they know already and say, "Hey, just vote for me."
Absolutely.
And they're in. And from there, you just build until you run across somebody who's bigger than you and wants you out. Then you have to fight with the other dirty, corrupt person.
You're talking about politics, though, man. It's all corrupt in there, man. That's
like my point.
Dude, I got a buddy of mine who's been fighting the VA for 8 years. Went to his congressman, man. Went to his congressman for freaking help, and his congressman came back and said, "Oh, yeah, it's with the VA." Well, no shit. You're supposed to be there to help. They came back and said something along the lines of, "Oh, yeah, you're waiting on a judge." Well, no shit. The VA told me that a year ago. freaking congressmen are useless these days, man. When I went through and I had to get help, my congressman helped me quick, fast, and hurry. 30 days, I was settled. I was done.
Oh, but you guarantee when it comes up where we have to cut their pay or term limits or anything like that, oh, no, they're all over that.
That's right.
And they'll take their holidays in a minute. Oh, no, we're on holiday. We can't come back. We're not coming back for this.
You got to expose congressmen like that, man. The ones that are too lazy to actually put in the work to do the job for the people he serves. That's horrible.
Well, it's interesting.
The congressman doesn't even fucking do it. He just has his little fucking assistants do it all.
That's right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's fucking pathetic.
Yeah, and it's sad. I mean, I guess for what they're worth, like it's same thing to me, like actors and actresses. For what they're worth, maybe they're good at their job, maybe they're not. But for what they're worth, I mean, actresses and actors get paid a lot of damn money for what they do. Even you can almost argue athletes, but at least athletes to me put their health and limb on the line. Some sports,
The only thing is though with that, what you're saying is people are paying to watch these fucking athletes.
Yes,
big money to fucking watch these motherfuckers. And they're paying fucking $100 for a bucket of popcorn to watch these motherfuckers. So it's crazy, man.
But you see, where does that go though? That's like the boiling frog. That's almost like what we've been doing anyway. If you think about it, let's say you like football, you like to be entertained, you played football. Right. So if we did away with the NFL right now, we did away with the NFL today, you'd be watching college football, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Or local high school footballs or stuff like that.
Play Xbox or something.
But I'm saying if you had that drive to watch a game, that's what you'd be doing. Right. So they create the NFL or the NHL or all the NBA, the big leagues, to put on a world scheme, and they could charge you more. Yeah. It's not much different. I mean, you can argue that the talent's better, but
you're right.
I think people can argue that college football games are better because they're not showing off; they're actually playing hard.
Oh no! Nowadays they're showing off, trying to get that extra dollar because they can get paid for their skills.
Oh, they can now.
Yeah, they can. They passed that law where they can get paid in college for advertisements and things like that. They do
because the money they make in college football is ridiculous.
Oh yes, those colleges are banking off that.
So it to me it goes back to a psychology thing anyway. It's not even about liking football. It's about people connecting with a team. It's about people fitting in, being part of something.
It's about people acting like fucking morons, paying fucking a lot of money, and freaking the fuck out and bragging on Facebook how good their team is, and they don't even collect a fucking paycheck, whether the team wins or loses.
That's
All
right.
they do is get a little pride and excitement out of it.
That's right. Go blue.
So they're paying.
I don't really do sports no more.
Yeah, they're paying all that money.
Although I have watched a couple football. I have been watching the Bills because it is my home team. And it is pretty impressive.
You're from New York?
By Buffalo, yeah.
I'm just kidding, man. I know you said you're like from New York.
It's amazing, though. Yeah, I just want to read it.
I just give you a hard time.
It's amazing, like, how phenomenal these fucking athletes are, though. Dude. And it just watching the game just blows my fucking mind how good these guys are, though.
Yeah, it's no doubt. Like you can even go to an opera, you can go to a circus, you can go to Cirque du Soleil.
I can go watch some classical music. Yes,
you can go anywhere and see talented people do amazing things.
But it's what talent you want to see. Yeah.
Yes,
exactly it.
And what you're willing to pay for it.
I didn't watch anything last weekend, but I'm from New York.
Are you actually from there?
Wasn't there some ridiculous fight last weekend that was unfucking believable or something?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that.
I don't know either. I didn't watch
I know that was big money.
Most amazing thing I saw, man. Some dude, the running back from Michigan, literally jumped over a guy.
That was the Bills, Josh Allen.
Oh, there's been a couple guys do that.
Michigan did it last week. I mean, he literally stopped. The guy dove for him. He jumped right over. I was like, that was freaking awesome.
There's already highlighted some guys doing that. Yeah. So, all right. So, any alibis? I wanted to bring up one thing because we ain't been pulling the pin a lot, and we were talking about the VA. I did want to talk about one quick thing because the whole COVID stuff. I did have an opportunity to go to the VA recently, right? And there was no parking because they blocked off parking for valet. Right?
Jesus.
So they have these big parking lots blocked off for valet. So here I am thinking, okay, coronavirus has got them locked down. They hand me masks, right? When I get in there, I have to wear a mask. They hand me a mask. So now they want me to pull up to a front door and allow somebody I don't know to get in my car, touch my wheel, touch my window, touch my handle, touch everything in my car, to park it, touch my keys, and then I go inside, come back, and they do it all over again.
And then a different person does it.
Yes. And they're concerned for my safety to wear a mask because of COVID.
It's not like they rolled out one of those mobile washing stations either, where he's washing between them, right? You know,
it's all about them not getting it. It's not about you. They don't give a fuck if you get it. It's about them not getting it.
Oh, that guy getting in my car would get
but
it.
How does that guy know? How's that guy know I don't have it?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
It's just the most asinine thing. If you think the mask is going to make a difference, but you don't think touching all over my stuff in my car is going to pass it, are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah, I can add on to that. I go on base a lot, and like today I went on base and I was thinking about it. I'm like, they're all Department of Defense. They're following the strict, stringent COVID protocols, wearing the masks and shit. But they're wearing gloves to look at our IDs to get on base. Mm-hmm. But there's a line of cars. There's a line of cars. So they're touching my ID. Yep. I might have COVID. I don't know. So using the same gloves to check the next person and next person. If COVID's that ridiculous, it's going to, if I have it and it's all over my ID, it's going to get all over his gloves and get everybody else's IDs.
Yep.
It just shows... It shows how stupid this is. It's just so stupid. Either we go full board or we don't. Let's stop playing games here. This is stupid. Gosh. Agreed. All right, anyways. I had to get that one out.
Even the DMV, you got to wear masks down here. And half the people are wearing their masks like to hear.
Yeah, that's from day one, though. Yeah.
And I'm like, if we're going to follow it, let's follow it. If not, then what the fuck? Let's not, or let's follow.
No. Let's go back to common sense again. If masks work, why aren't they working?
Right. Yep.
I
mean, well, they did work for the flu, though, right? They did stop the flu.
That's true. We didn't have a flu season really last year.
Mm-hmm.
Natural immunity is all I keep hearing now. Is your best bet. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I think I'm just as good as Fauci as a doctor. So
you probably could be. So we're going to be immune to the rest of this show because it's time to cut this one off. So thank you guys.
I got to pull the pin real quick on a shitty. I got to pull the pin on a shitty congressman.
You already did.
No, I didn't pull the pin on it though. I'm pulling the pin on a shitty congressman. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you what. I'll blurt his name out if I don't get a better response than what I just got. I'll tell you that. But until I want to hear that response. So he needs to correct his action right now because that's crappy. And I'm going to write him myself and tell him, hey, you better be glad I'm not in your district like my buddy is because I'm going to go ahead and splurt. I'm going to put all over his district. I got websites ready for his ass.
I'd like to write to him as well.
I will. I'll get you his information.
Everybody can write to him.
I'll write to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'll tell you what, where I'm from. They're. I'm not going to tell you where I'm from, but
New York, right?
My congressmen are fucking amazing there.
Mine too.
They will bend over backwards for us.
Yeah, I can say, Congressman Laddermilk, within 30 days had my VA stuff taken care of, and I had waited 4 years. He got involved within 30 days, had me taken care of, and he's still an active congressman. I would trust that guy to watch my kids. This congressman, this other one, is a joke.
I think it's pathetic that y'all had to go to your congressman because I went to my service officers and they got me my shit within 30 days every time I went up.
Don't get me started on them. Anyways, you guys are dragging this show on way too long, so thanks for showing up. There's plenty more to come. Thank you all out there for joining us. And until next time, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.